Have you ever looked at your career, business, or financial success and asked yourself, is this who I really am? And is this where I'm supposed to be going? In human design, that search for identity and direction can be a major source of conditioning for the undefined G center. The solution isn't finding one fixed answer for who you are. It's understanding the mechanics of your G center so that you can recognize what truly supports your direction and stop looking outside yourself for identity.
Welcome to Frequency of Self, your go-to resource for the practical application of human design in life, business, and relationships. If you're ready to experience lasting transformation, hit subscribe.
The G center in human design is associated with identity, love, and direction. I like to think of it as an internal compass. How you experience that internal compass heavily depends on whether you have definition or not, and that's what we're going to unpack today. Part 1, the G center. The G center in human design is incredibly important, arguably the most important center in human design. I'm not going to go into the details, but if you've studied human design for any time, then you'll understand that this is where the magnetic monopole lives. This is the internal compass that allows for you to feel your identity and your direction in life. It shows up very differently whether it's defined or undefined. So a defined G center has a very set sense of identity, direction. This is who I am. This is how I love. This is how I move through life. They show up in a room and they are themselves every single time, even when the environment isn't correct for them. This is very different from the undefined G center, who's incredibly sensitive to environment. The undefined G center is asking, is this the correct place for me? Feeling the frequency of that. When I say the internal compass, you can look at a defined G center as having true north all the time, even when they're in the wrong place. The undefined G center is looking for true north, and they will get that based on their environment. So when they move into that environment, they might feel that compass moving towards south, which is going to be very uncomfortable and letting them know, ooh, this is not the right place for me. The undefined G will amplify the other G centers around them. Now, this means that they may take on the identity of those around them. They may start talking like the people around them. The undefined G center is a chameleon. They are free to be anyone or no one in any situation. They really get to feel who's in their environment. Do I like the person that I am showing up as when I'm around these people? If the answer is yes, that's your true north. The answer is no, your compass is pointing in the wrong direction, and it's time for you to move out of that environment and find your true north. One more very important piece about the G center and its mechanics. In human design, the gates of the G center represent love, identity, direction, authenticity, creativity, and leadership. Having one or more of these gate activations flavors or colors the way that you express through your identity, whether you have definition or not. These gates actually orient the entire body graph to the world around it. So it's worth taking a little bit of time and just noticing, do you have any of these gate activations and how do you experience them? I'd love to hear from you, so please drop it in the comments below. Part 2, direction, identity in career, business, and money. The undefined G center has both an aligned and an unaligned expression. The aligned expression is deconditioned and in the highest good of the person. The unaligned expression is the conditioned expression that keeps you from living in alignment. In career, this might look like searching and searching for the career that just defines you. Or you might stay in an environment that pulls you further and further away from who you truly are. The aligned expression, you are paying attention to different work environments, using the environment as a tuning fork while allowing your strategy and authority to guide your actual work decisions. Oftentimes, this will feel like an environment that lets you excel and coworkers that help you feel like your truest, most authentic self. The unaligned expression for an entrepreneur might look like feeling the pressure to define your niche, your brand, or your business identity, and then feeling the pressure to hold on to it because you feel like you have to be consistent in how you show up in your business. In the aligned expression, you allow your identity within that business to grow and evolve, noticing which people and environments bring out the most aligned and strongest expression of yourself without feeling like you need to have a fixed identity. And the unaligned expression with your relationship with money can look like a absorbing the financial beliefs within the environment and those in the environment around you, how much you need to make, what success looks like, or even what you want, and mistake that for your own direction and identity. Whereas with the aligned expression, you notice how the environment changes your relationship with money, allowing that to become wisdom without the need to have a fixed financial identity. And if you're interested in the practical application of understanding these centers and bringing it into your everyday life for alignment, please join us at the Frequency Collective, a school membership community that Amanda and I have created to help you find alignment in your career, health, and life. Link is in the description below. Part 3, Practical Application. We've covered mechanics and how this might show up in real life. Now we talk about the practical application, which is the deconditioning process. Now, if you have an undefined G center, these are going to be the questions that when you are in a place of feeling like you're struggling, looking for love or identity, just sit back, slow down, and ask yourself one of these questions. Because this video has been focused on career, business, and money, we've not talked a lot about love, but the G center is also very focused on love. So one of your questions might be, am I looking for love? The other question is, am I looking for purpose and direction in life? For this next part, I encourage you to try this with me. Laughing, coughing, yawning, sneezing, crying is all emotional release. If it comes up, let it out. So you're gonna sit back. You're gonna ask your question. If your question is about love, just insert that here. I'm going to ask, am I searching for identity and direction? I am, and I feel that in my waist, ribs area, and in my lower back. I notice it. It's just kind of a tightness, a tenseness. And you're gonna breathe in through the nose, long, slow exhales through the mouth. Those long, slow exhales, we are turning on the vagus nerve, taking us out of fight or flight. So just notice where you feel it in your body and breathe in. Long, slow exhales out. And notice if it moves through your body as we do this, and ask yourself, can I let this go right now? I feel that in my feet all of a sudden, fighting it. Just breathe in long, slow exhales. And then continue this process until you feel it release or neutralize. You can open your eyes and come back in not a state of fight or flight, but in a state of rest and digest. It is from this state of rest and digest, this deconditioned space, that we can hear strategy and authority. When we can hear our strategy and authority, we can put ourselves in the right environment. We can feel the frequency of where we're supposed to be or where we're not supposed to be, and move forward in life with true alignment. You made it all the way to the end of this video, so please drop me an up arrow so I know that you hit your true north and learned something from this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share with any and everyone you know in their human design experiment. And as always, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.